In today's show, Bitcoin braces for U.S. inflation data as CPI nerves halt. Bitcoin price gains. That's right, Bitcoin hit multi-day lows into August 10th as crypto traders brace for impact from fresh U.S. inflation data. And quoting Dan Crypto Trades, Bitcoin testing a critical support level here with the 4-hour 200 exponential moving average coming in below it at $22,700. If we'd get a full-on breakdown, then the logical target would be the low 21,000s. Break and hold above 24,300 and we will fly. Those are my levels to watch out for the time being. In quoting Whale Map, Bitcoin is back to the whale accumulation area. Prices where whales accumulate usually act as support or resistance for price action of Bitcoin. Question is, will we get a bounce again or go deeper? And this just in breaking news, Latin America's largest company to enable 38 million users to buy Bitcoin. Also in today's show, here's when Bitcoin can catch a bottom and perform well, according to macro guru Lynn Alden. That's right, in a new interview, she says that Bitcoin's performance is tightly correlated with the expansion or deceleration of the global money supply. Also in today's show, technical analyst predicts a big run for stocks, Bitcoin, and crypto, and shares his timeline, quoting Tech Dev here, when equities run, Bitcoin runs, and I expect the steepest equities leg of the last 40 years to run into 2023. After that, potentially a big test for Bitcoin and crypto. Also in today's show, Bitcoin demand on Coinbase is stacked, flashing March 2020 bottom vibes, according to popular on-chain analyst William Clemente. Quoting him here, bids in the Bitcoin order book on Coinbase are stacked down from $17,000 and below. A lot of people are hoping to buy Bitcoin lower. The last time the order book was this skewed to the bid side was the grind up from the March 2020 lows. Also in today's show, Cathie Wood of ARK Invest says BlackRock's entrance into crypto could more than double the price of Bitcoin. That's right, quoting ARK Invest here, BlackRock's decision to partner with Coinbase is a strong signal that institutions consider Bitcoin, and based on ARK simulated portfolio allocations, institutional allocations between 2.5% and 6.5% could impact Bitcoin's price by $200,000 to $500,000. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. We also do a $50 Bitcoin giveaway every single day. And the winner from yesterday's episode is, we have Omar CRS, who wrote the following comment: Bitcoin is a black hole. Well, congratulations, Omar. You just won $50 in Bitcoin. Please reply to this comment with your Bitcoin address so I can send it to you. HODL. And to qualify to win $50 in tomorrow's $50 Bitcoin giveaway, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. Will Smith, that like button, and drop a comment below, and a random comment will be selected as the winner in tomorrow's show. And I wish you the best of luck. And today's episode is brought to you by BlockFi, the leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. They have now been a sponsor here of the show, going on for 2 years. So they have this exclusive offer for you where you can get up to $1,000 in Bitcoin when you buy, sell, or trade crypto with BlockFi using my referral link in the description right down below. Now, personally, I love their trading platform because you can buy, sell, and trade all the top cryptos, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as USD-based stablecoins through the BlockFi app. You can do instant trades with ACH. You can trade 24/7, as well as set up repeat trades to automate your crypto portfolio. There is a reason more than 500,000 cryptopreneurs such as yourself and over 350 institutions globally use BlockFi to manage over $10 billion in assets. So go ahead and use my referral link in the description below and claim your bonus of up to $1,000 in Bitcoin, and let's get this crypto, shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. This is podcast episode number 1013. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, my crypto fam? Now, Bitcoin hit multi-day lows into August 10th as crypto traders brace for impact with fresh U.S. inflation data. Here you're looking at the 1-hour Bitcoin candle chart. Now, data from Cointelegraph Market Report and TradingView showed Bitcoin dipping to 22,600 on Bitstamp at the most recent daily close, its lowest since August 5th. Now, bullish momentum had evaporated during the day prior, and the mood amongst traders was firmly risk off as markets awaited the latest CPI readout. Covering July, the data was due 8:30 Eastern Time, August 10th, with expectations demanding it show that U.S. inflation had already peaked. Quoting on-chain analyst William Clemente, CPI prints have been pretty pivotal for the Bitcoin price action, and trader and analyst Dan Crypto Trades meanwhile gave a CPI reading of 9.1 or above as bearish for price action against the current expectations of 8.7 as shared here. CPI guide for today, in my opinion, CPI year over year less than 8.7 bullish, 8.7 to 9.1 neutral, probably slightly bearish, and greater than 9.1 bearish. Core CPI year over year less than 5.9 bullish, 5.9 to 6.1 neutral, and greater than 6.1 bearish. The market has been pumping on the idea of inflation having likely peaked the past month. He wrote in a dedicated thread, if it doesn't get the confirmation today, I think it can get ugly short term, as the peak will likely be moved forward another 1 to 2 months, which likely means a delayed Fed pivot as well. And for macro analyst Alex Kruger, who is more dismissive, meanwhile calling CPI a little number while acknowledging its impact on risk asset trends. As he shares here, this little number did kickstart the last 2 trends across risk assets, though. Now, the Bitcoin price action thus stayed wedged in a familiar range, with classic support and resistance levels still in play. Bitcoin circled 23,000 at the time of this recording, after dropping more than $1,000 the day prior. Now, Dan Crypto Trades flagged 24,300 as a crucial level to break and hold for Bitcoin to fly, with 21,000 as a potential target in the event of a breakdown. As he shares here, Bitcoin testing a critical support level here, with the 4-hour 200 exponential moving average coming in below it at $22,700. If we get a full-on breakdown, then the logical target would be the low 21,000s, break and hold above 24,300, and we will fly. Those are my levels to watch out for the time being. An on-chain monitoring resource, Whale Map, meanwhile continued its analysis of whale buys and sell levels as shared here. Bitcoin is back to whale accumulation area. Prices where whales accumulate usually act as support or resistance for the Bitcoin price action. Question is, will we get a bounce again or go deeper? And this just in breaking news, Latin America's largest company to enable 38 million users to buy Bitcoin. That's right, so shout out to Mercado Libre and Ricardo Salinas. I know a lot of these users are in Brazil and different parts of Latin America. This is a massive deal for mass adoption, and it shows us that the Bitcoin game theory is in full effect worldwide. And before I break down next story of the day, here's when Bitcoin can catch a bottom and perform well, according to macro guru Lynn Alden. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin currently correcting down about 0.75% for the day, trading just above $23,100. We have Ether barely in the green, trading just above $1,700, while Binance coins Solana, Polkadot, XRP, and Cardano are all correcting and in the red. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Closely followed analyst Lynn Alden says one macroeconomic factor could signal the end of Bitcoin's bear market. In a new interview with market analyst Alessio Rastani, Alden says that Bitcoin's performance is tightly correlated with the expansion or deacceleration of the global money supply, better known as the M2. Now, the M2 money supply roughly refers to the total amount of currency in circulation plus near money or highly liquid non-cash assets that can be easily converted to cash. Quoting her here, when global money supply measured in dollars is going up pretty rapidly, that's a great environment for Bitcoin. And when it's going down, when basically that year-over-year rate is rolling over or even stops growing entirely, that's usually a pretty bad environment for Bitcoin. And in that sense, what Bitcoin is hedging is not the price inflation, but monetary inflation or debasement. Is basically one of the more pure plays on liquidity. I do think that when you have a fall in liquidity and economic deacceleration, yes, you'd expect Bitcoin to do pretty poorly, which you've seen especially over the past 6 months. And when you have a bottoming out of liquidity, monetary easing, and you're in the middle of a recession, maybe turning up, that's when I would expect probably Bitcoin to catch a bottom and do pretty well. Now, macro guru Raoul Pal shares the same exact sentiment. Last month, Pal said that the crypto markets are largely driven by the liquidity that comes from the M2 money supply. Quoting him here, crypto isn't driven by the business cycle, but is driven by global liquidity. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the macro analyst. And to watch this entire video interview with Lynn Alden entitled, How Will Bitcoin Be Impacted by a Recession? Check the show notes below the video in the description. And before I break down next story of the day, day. Technical analyst predicts big run for stocks, Bitcoin, and crypto, and shares his timeline. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just under $1.1 trillion with $62.7 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and the current Bitcoin dominance is 40.5%, with the Ether dominance at 19% even. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the past 24 hours, we have Nexo leading the pack, up 11.7%, trading above 85 cents, followed by Decred, up about 10%, trading at $38.24, followed by Lido, up 4.5%, trading at $2.32. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the past week, you can see a sea of green. We got Flow up 49%, Celsius up 59.9%, and Decred up 33.5%. And checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we are currently rated a 31 in fear, yesterday a 42, last week a 34, and last month a 22 in extreme fear. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. A closely followed crypto analyst says that equities and crypto markets are set to rally in tandem on another upcoming leg up for risk on assets. That's right, the synonymous analyst known as Tech Dev, known for longer-term technical analysis, tells his 400,000 Twitter followers that Bitcoin and the stock market are still in a bullish impulse that he thinks will continue into 2023. As he shares here on Crypto Twitter, when equities run, Bitcoin runs, and I expect the steepest equities leg of the last 40 years to run into 2023. After that, potentially a big test for Bitcoin and crypto, my opinion, of course. And he shares this chart, which shows you Bitcoin going on a run-up all the way to $80,000. Send it. Let's freaking go. And he also shares this linear chart, which shows you Bitcoin's major runs from 2009 to the present. And he shares here, in a vacuum, Bitcoin's chart makes the argument for a run into 2023 plus sideways 2023 to 2024 correction plus a run into 2025. But even the potential of a 2023 secular equities top will have me watching from the sidelines in 2024 to see what degree of correction we are in for. And Tech Dev adds that a historically accurate bottom signal just flashed for Bitcoin, and according to him, the Nasdaq bouncing off of its 200-week exponential moving average while the True Strength Index does an upwards cross has been a prime opportunity for the Bitcoin bulls in the past. Quoting the analyst here, the Nasdaq's first weekly True Strength cross after bouncing from its 200-week exponential moving average has marked some decent Bitcoin entries over the last 12 years. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analyst. And before I break down next story of the day, Bitcoin demand on Coinbase is stacked, flashing March 2020 bottom vibes, according to popular on-chain analysts, as well as Cathie Wood of ARK Invest says BlackRock's entrance to crypto could more than double the price of Bitcoin. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 1,200 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. And to qualify to win $50 at tomorrow's $50 Bitcoin giveaway, all you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Will Smith that like button and drop a comment below, and a random comment will be selected as the winner on tomorrow's episode. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Widely followed on-chain analyst William Clemente says Bitcoin buy orders on crypto exchange Coinbase are reminiscent of Bitcoin's bottom in March 2020. Clemente tells his 657,000 Twitter followers that Bitcoin bulls on Coinbase have placed thick buy orders from $17,000 and below. And according to the on-chain analyst, the eagerness of market participants to catch Bitcoin at lower prices bodes well for the king crypto. As he shares here, bids in the Bitcoin order book on Coinbase are stacked down from $17,000 and below. A lot of people are hoping to buy Bitcoin lower. The last time the order book was this skewed to the bid side was the grind up from the March 2020 lows. In March 2020, Bitcoin crashed to around $3,700 before launching a massive rally that propelled Bitcoin to $64,000 about a year later. Now, Clemente also has his eye on another metric that has previously marked the tops and bottoms of Bitcoin. According to the on-chain analyst, the ratio between the total market cap of the two largest stablecoins and the total crypto market cap is also flashing bottom signals. As he shares here, general idea is that when the ratio is high and at channel bounds, large percentage of stables to be deployed relative to the crypto market cap. When low, there's a lot of stables that have already been deployed. And although the on-chain signals appear to be favoring the Bitcoin bulls, Clemente warns that macroeconomic data scheduled to be released today could derail Bitcoin's bounce. As he shares here, CPI announcement on Wednesday dictates if this risk-on bear market rally continues in the short term. Inflation rolling over equals Fed can take the foot off the gas. Inflation persisting higher equals the Fed has to keep their foot on the gas. That's right, the US Fed has been raising interest rates in an effort to combat inflation. So check it, they're literally printing money to combat inflation. Talk about an oxymoron, a macroeconomic policy that has kept the crypto markets bearish over the past few months. It's called manipulation. It is what it is. But all right, now let's break down our final story of the day. ARK Invest founder Cathie Wood thinks BlackRock's entry into the crypto space could have huge implications for the Bitcoin price action. That's right. Last week, US-based crypto giant Coinbase announced it teamed up with BlackRock, the biggest asset manager in the world, to bring crypto trading to wealthy clients. Wood explains in a new YouTube video that her firm did a study on institutions moving into crypto, and the study asserted that institutions that wanted to access crypto but also wanted to minimize volatility would put 2.5% of their portfolios into crypto. And Wood notes that if you apply that 2.5% rule to BlackRock's $40 trillion platform, that translates to more than $1 trillion worth of demand. That level of demand would more than double Bitcoin's price, according to the ARK Invest executive. And Wood also notes another Bitcoin metric indicating Bitcoin can actually surge even higher. Quoting her here, the illiquid supply, according to our estimates, is about 14 million out of the roughly 18 to 19 million Bitcoin outstanding. And by our calculations, only 3 million units are truly liquid. And so the demand, if we were to see a $1 trillion increase in demand, then it would probably drive the price up much higher than the doubling that I just mentioned. That's right. And quoting their report again here, BlackRock's decision to partner with Coinbase is a strong signal that institutions consider Bitcoin. And based on ARK simulated portfolio allocations, institutional allocations between 2.5% and 6.5% could impact Bitcoin's price by $200,000 to $500,000. And as you can see here in this chart, it says hypothetical impact of institutional investment on the price of Bitcoin. And as you can see in this chart, the numbers don't lie. With just a 1% allocation, that would take the Bitcoin price on up close to $100,000. With a 2.55% allocation, that would take the Bitcoin price on up to $200,000. And with a 6.55% allocation, we're talking about a $500,000 plus Bitcoin price. Now be sure to check out the ARK Invest blog for a detailed analysis of how they derived all of these numbers. I'm going to read a little bit to you here. Based on daily returns across asset classes during the past 10 years, our analysis suggests that an allocation to Bitcoin in well-diversified portfolios should range from 2.55% when minimizing volatility to 6.55% when maximizing returns per unit of risk, as shown below. Here in this chart, simulated portfolio optimization based on daily asset class returns. And in this analysis, we ran a Monte Carlo simulation of 1 million portfolios composed of various asset classes. The efficient frontier captures the highest return possible for a given level of volatility. The stars indicate allocations associated with maximizing the Sharpe ratio and minimizing volatility. And based on ARK simulated portfolio allocations, institutional allocations between 2.5% and 6.5% could impact Bitcoin's price by $200,000 and $500,000 respectively, as shown here in this chart. And to watch this video with Cathie Wood entitled Resisting Recession, check the show notes below the video in the description. And now for a quick recap, what I covered with you here in today's show: Bitcoin braces for U.S. inflation data as CPI nerves halt Bitcoin price gains, as well as here's when Bitcoin can catch a bottom and perform well, according to macro guru Lynn Alden. Also in today's show, I share a technical analyst predicts big run for stocks, Bitcoin, and crypto, and shares his timeline, as well as Bitcoin demand on Coinbase is stacked, flashing March 2020 bottom vibes, according to popular on-chain analyst Willem Clemente, as well as Cathie Wood of ARK Invest says BlackRock's entrance into crypto could more than double the price of Bitcoin. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Our first featured comment comes from Digital Gravity. I love how the daily HODL article you read about Ethereum's future price action describes Vitalik Buterin as the CEO. Decentralized money shouldn't have a CEO. Bingo. Our next featured comment comes from Mr. Nobody. Maybe $1 million Bitcoin by 2040. I hope it's more, but people love realizing gains. A person with as little as 10 or 20 BTC could have massive effect on the market, easily capturing added Bitcoin value and reducing growth by realizing gains. Bitcoin is also up against a major psychological threshold. The greater the value of Bitcoin, the less likely people are going to want to buy it or try to capture a full coin. It goes from a point of within reach to dream, then delusion. People would rather play lottery coins with a few $100 rather than buy a tiny amount of a risk-off asset. Well said, fam. This is the sad reality. This is why we stack sats and hodl. And our third and final featured comment comes from Eric Castro, JV. Either you nice or you tripping. I know other YouTubers around crypto with hell of a more followers, but I don't see them giving out $50 every day. Kudos, looking out for your fan base, 100%. Word up, fam, real talk. I'm the only crypto YouTuber / podcaster 7 days per week, 365 days per year, giving away $50 in Bitcoin per day each and every episode. And if you can help me get 1,000 likes on this video, I'm happy to give out $100 a day in Bitcoin. I just need your help because when I'm winning, you're winning. That's the way it should be. It's called giving back. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in to be featured on tomorrow's episode. Be sure to drop a comment right down below that will automatically qualify you to win $50 in tomorrow's Bitcoin giveaway, and a random comment will be selected as the winner on tomorrow's episode. Best of luck. I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's show. Peace.